What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Like always, like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And today we're going to be doing a quick review over Star Trek number 32, an original series novel, Chain of Attack by Jean DeWeese. A solid 9 out of a 10. I'll get the rating out of the way right away. This book was really good, actually. All except the ending. The ending kind of fell flat, but we'll get there. So what's happening? The Enterprise has this doctor from the Federation, Jason Crandall or something is his name, Dr. Crandall, and they're mapping out some anomalies happening in the galaxy or whatever. Well, turns out the anomalies are kind of like a gateway, so they kind of get sucked into one of the anomalies and get spit out all of a sudden a million light years away from their own galaxy. So, now they don't know how to get back, and they end up in a million light years away from where they were, and they end up between two different factions fighting each other in space, having like a war. And first they discover all these like destroyed planets, just dead planet after dead planet, totally wiped out. And then they end up between these two warring factions, so they end up beaming one over, and they're like, help us fight these people, fight these humanoids called the Destroyers. Well, they end up getting to the, making contact with the Destroyers, and they say the same thing about the Hoshians, the first ones that got taken, that the Enterprise got over. So, and all why this is happening, the Dr. Crandall's losing his mind because he wants to go home. He's a stranger on the ship. He doesn't know anybody. He almost gets one of the ensigns to kind of ally with him and try to help him conspire some plan to get Kirk to change his mind and figure out how to do something right away. And then when he finds out about the conflict with these two warring factions, he wants Kirk to like destroy them immediately or something like that. But Kirk always has the right mindset. So Crandall's losing his mind. He even attacks Kirk. He tries to stop the deflector shields from going up, so they take some damage. So he just randomly losing his mind throughout the book. Well, anyway, so they are talking to both these groups of aliens that have been fighting for hundreds of years. They can't even remember why. They just think that each one thinks that the other has been destroying all their worlds for all this time. Well, finally they come to make a deal with Kirk and the Enterprise, but really, when they have their meeting together, they were supposed to meet on neutral ground, but these aliens end up, kind of playing a trick on Kirk and attack the Enterprise. That's when, Crandall had pushed Sulu out of the way and the deflector shields didn't go up. So that happened. And so Kirk's like, okay, let's just get out of here. Finally, they're finally going to try to get out of there because they know they're going to blow up and die. But then it's still a trap. All these ships come from these two different sides that are finally, at peace with each other because now they have a common enemy, the Enterprise, even though they should trust them, but they don't. And so the Enterprise is surrounded, but then all of a sudden, everyone on the Enterprise and the Enterprise itself gets gone. It's taken somewhere. And they end up in these caverns in this giant computer system on this small little planet where these people called the Erebus or something like that, might be getting their name wrong. I wish I could find it at the end of the book. It was all over the end of the book. But that's what I'm about to get to. The Erebus are the first ones that found the gate, like 5,000 years, the Aragos, like 5,000 years earlier. And they don't even realize they've been basically like a cryogenic sleep in suspended animation for 5,000 years. The only time some of them would wake up is when something came through the gateway. They were the first ones on a science expedition that went through the gateway, and they discovered that there's already wars going on, just regular. Basically, the aliens that are fighting were flawed. So this is where the ending of the book got kind of weird and confusing, because the Aragos, they make contact with the Enterprise finally, and it's all this stuff happens. I don't want to spoil it all for you, but all this stuff happens, and Spock finally figures out a way to break through the barrier that they're keeping him trapped through. You know, he's risking his eyes exploding out of his head. You know, just crazy stuff like that. And Spock finally makes communication with the Argos, because the Argos have all the the Enterprise's crew's equipment. And it's just weird. Like, the Argos were on a scientific expedition. This is the ending of the book, and they couldn't get back through the gateway, so they just kind of became the guardians of the gateway and would wake up every time something came through, and most of the time it was just space debris. Well, eventually the Zetor is what one of the aliens were called, and the Hoshians come through, and over a period of like 40,000 years, they just been warring with each other, and they can't even remember. And they thought maybe there was a third. You start thinking, okay, maybe is this third party that's destroying these worlds, but it turns out no, they just don't remember what they were doing because it's been so long. And the Erebos has all this data filed in their giant computer system. So it ends like it. The reason it's a 9 out of 10, because the book would have been one of my favorites, but the ending kind of sucked, and it left a lot to be desired. Maybe it's just me. Maybe somebody's gonna get mad about that, but I don't know. You know, don't be offended. That's just my opinion. The ending kind of just fell apart, and I found myself backtracking. Like, what? I don't understand. I don't know. Maybe it just went over my head. I don't know. It was unique way to end it, I guess, but not the ending I expected. Like, it would have been made more sense if there was a third party that was destroying these planets, and the two alien races just didn't know about it, and then Kirk had to like mediate something, you know, do what Kirk does. But the ending fell apart completely. So for me, but otherwise, the book was fantastic. We're talking like the last 50 pages is where it kind of divvies out, but the rest of the book is amazing from page 1 till you get to the ending. But that's why I say it's a 9 out of 10. It was a solid 9 out of 10, but I don't know. The ending left a lot to be desired for me. Maybe for someone else, this is their favorite book. I'm not going to say it's not a favorite. I really did enjoy it, and, you know, it's worth a read. Maybe you would understand the ending better than I did. I just didn't understand the ending that well. But that's kind of been a common theme for me this month. With endings have been weird for me, even though if I loved them or not. Even on the 2 Star Wars books and the other Star Trek book, maybe I'm speeding up reading too much because I'm excited because I'm getting to the end. I want to see what happens. I don't know, but it doesn't deter how amazing the book was. The book was really good, so don't think I'm like crapping on the book. Just the ending kind of fell off to me. That's why I gave it a 9 out of 10. Oh, and there was another reason. Chekhov's character didn't feel like Chekhov in this book, but the rest of the characters felt great. So, but cut the video there. We're rambling on too long about it. It was a good book, Star Trek: Chain of Attack by Jean Deweese. I really did enjoy it. It was a favorite till the ending, so we'll just call it a favorite. But 9 out of 10. Read it if you haven't. That's the video today, guys. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Later.